Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Waldhart, and you are here with Amanda's InspirationStation.com. Thank you so much for joining me. I hopped on a couple minutes early because I want to make sure I'm in the right place. And I think I am. So we'll double check. Let's see here. Yes, it looks like I'm in the right place. That's good. All right. Give me a second here. Just going to switch that over. All right. Well, welcome. Tonight is Monday, March 14th. And I hop on here every Monday at 6 o'clock and I do a Make It Monday. So I show you guys different things. Tonight I have three more on the masculine side cards. One is a sympathy card. So really, it's not really masculine or feminine, but the colors are more masculine. One is a birthday card. And then one is just more of like a thinking of you type card. I do want to share with you, though, that next week, Monday, I will not be on for a Facebook Live. My youngest daughter has her choir concert that night, so I will not be here. If you hop on, I would love for you to say hello so that I can see the comments. I would also love the support if you would like the video, if you enjoy the live tonight. And I also have to say that I'm very sorry. I have had a head cold for almost a week now. I kind of got it last week, Tuesday night, with a dry throat. And then Wednesday, it was like I woke up with a cold. So almost a week now I've had this. I sound a lot better than I have the last 3 days. But I have a cough drop in my mouth because my throat gets really dry. And so please forgive me. But yes, if you like this video, I would love for you to like it. I would love for you to share it. It really helps support my business. And it also helps with Facebook and how the videos and the marketing all goes. It just the algorithm. So I don't know how it all operates. I'm not like a Facebook. I just started doing Facebook Lives, but I do know that the more likes that you have and the more people that share your post, the more you get out there. So I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn you down and we're going to, hi Sandy, how are you? I get to see you on Saturday, which I'm really excited for because I miss being around people. So I'm going to turn you guys down and we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive into our cards tonight. So like I said, they're kind of more on a masculine side. So we're going to use a couple different products. So this is the first card that we're going to make, and this is with the Grassy Grove bundle. And this card I think is fun because it's kind of like a trifold card. So you open it up the normal way like this, but then you open it up like this. So there's like different parts to it. So this is kind of a fun little card. Hi, Christy. Thank you for joining me, you guys. So this is with the Grassy Grove bundle. We're going to make that. Then we're going to make this very simple sympathy card tonight. The background here, we're going to use a background stamp called Birch. This is a very simple card. So I feel sympathy cards should be simple. I say it's more on the masculine side because of the colors, but obviously to me, sympathy cards really aren't masculine or feminine. Nobody cares about that when they're opening a sympathy card, that's for sure. So then we are also going to make this card right here. And this is a birthday card. And then on the inside, we're going to stamp on the inside as well. Now, we're using the Grassy Grove bundle on all three cards. But I'm also using, I know Celebration is over, but we are going to be using this stamp set from Celebration. 2 reasons. One, because I design my projects almost a month in advance. So here I am now doing these cards. And 2, this is an amazing stamp set. So if you got this during Celebration and you haven't used it yet, it's time for you to pull this out and start using it because it is truly amazing. We're using the happy birthday. We're using for someone who is as wonderful in each and every way. We're using the with sympathy. And then that's it. Those 3 things. So this is a great stamp set. If you got it during celebration, pull that thing out. It's great for all different types of cards. All right. And then we have our Birch. I have the wood version on the old wood blocks. Nowadays, I don't know if we even do them on the wood anymore. If we just do them on the cling stamp, which if you do them on the cling stamp, I would definitely recommend pulling out your Stamparatus, but I'm going to show you how I use it on the wood stamp set. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this first card. And when I'm done with this Facebook Live, I'm going to eat dinner, first of all. And when I'm done with dinner and I'm done cleaning up the kitchen, helping my husband clean up, I will post the measurements to these cards. So I'll post the picture of these cards again with all the measurements. So you don't have to like go back if you don't want to. All right. So for this card, you're going to cut this at 4 1/4 by 11. So you're just cutting the paper in half the long way. Then you're going to score it at 5 1/2. Now, we want this to open normal, like this side. So then what I did is I just took this big die here from the Grassy Grove bundle, and you are just going to place it in the center, and you're going to run it through your cut and emboss machine. Once you're done running that through your cut and emboss machine, you have this image like this, okay? Then we have this piece. Now this piece is 4 by 10. Yes, wanted to make sure I was saying that right. So this is 4 by 10, and you're going to score this in half, which would be at 5. But this time, when we fold this, it doesn't matter which way we fold it because you're just going to use your bone folder to varnish in the creases anyway. But this time, we want it to open the opposite way a card would open up. So this is our front one. This is going to be the opposite way because we're going to place this inside our card just like this, and it's just going to fold over and fold over like this. Okay. But before we do that, we need some paper. So I have the New Horizon Designer Series paper, which I absolutely love. If you do not have your hands on it yet, you really should. In fact, I think I have like 2 packs here. This paper is so gorgeous. It has all different kinds of colors, scenes. I mean, this could be a beach scene. I mean, a snow scene. You name it. It could be anything. It is so gorgeous. So I used a different one on this card. This one has a little bit of the purple on the back and a little bit more of like the lime green on the bottom. But this time I'm going to use this piece because it's more just darker green, and I kind of want it to look more like a forest. So I wanted to see what it looked like this way. So this piece, I want this piece to cover this entire section right here. I don't want any white showing on here. So this measures at 4 by 5. So we're just going to place that flat right on our side. Now remember, don't do it this way like you normally would a card. Flip it over and do it backwards. So I'm going to just lay this flat right on here, just like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp the inside. So let's stamp the inside before we go ahead and do it. So we're going to put, and we need to stamp on the top corner here too. So let's get our saying. And this saying says, sometimes you need to know that someone really cares. This is actually from the Grassy Grove bundle. So this particular saying on this card is from the Grassy Grove. The rest of the sayings that I use tonight are from the Celebration Special Moments. All right. So I'm still going to use my memento. And I'm still going to stamp this up in the left-hand corner, which I got that a little crooked. But you know what? Hey, that's all right. It works. All right. And then we're going to do the inside. So we're going to stamp that someone is me. I'm going to stamp that in the center. But then I'm going to take the Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to take these trees from the Grassy Grove. and I'm going to stamp right next to it. I'm just giving the inside of my card a little something extra. So now we can go ahead and we can place this right in our card. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal here, and I'm going to place this like I'm placing a white insert on the inside of my card. Now I have it where it's like a trifold. So it opens this way and then opens this way. Oh, look what I just did, you guys. Oh, that must not have been dry. That's weird because this is craft ink, so usually it dries pretty fast. Huh. Well, maybe we need to just put some designer series paper on this side too. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. That's all right. Moving on. Okay, so I have a couple pieces here we're going to die cut. I have some crumb cake, just scraps, and I'm going to cut these 2 deers out. And then I have Evening Evergreen because I'm going to stamp another one of those trees in Evening Evergreen on Evening Evergreen. So we're going to do tone on tone. Or maybe I could cut a bunch of those out and just kind of layer them across. Who knows? It's kind of a... I'll figure something out. Okay. So let's get out the cut and emboss machine here. I'm going to run these through at the same time. So I'm just going to put my trees there. Put my little deer here. For the rest of the video, I did go ahead and do all the die cutting and stuff. But this one I actually had to stamp and then die cut out. So I figured I would just do the deer when I did that. All right. Hello, Miss Helen. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp some trees. I'm just going to stamp a bunch of them. That was weird, though, because usually craft ink doesn't, transfer like that. It usually dries pretty quick. But clearly it did not. So it's okay. All right, so I'm going to place my little trees right in here. And actually, I think layering a couple trees in here would be cute. But I'm going to leave it to how I had it first. Okay, so I kind of want to place where my deer is so I can see my deer between these 2 trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of place them in there for right now. Then I'm going to flip this over, and then I have a little idea of where they're going. And I'm just using my Stampin' Seal. You can use whatever adhesive you like. There we go. Very cute. You know what? Let's stamp. Oh, see, that's black, though. I also have my sand eraser, too, but I think that would take a long time. I think I might just put designer series paper in there. That's what I'm going to do, ladies. Because I have that black, and I don't want... Let's do this. Let's cut this down. Oh, this is called improv right here. All right, so it was 4 by 5. So 4 by 5, which I just cut that wrong. Should have done it the opposite direction. Boy, I'm batting 1,000 here. Let me grab this other paper because I want this to be by 5. Okay, we'll do it like this. 4 by 5. And then I'll just put it on this side. So that way there's designer series on both sides. I don't know. That's kind of a lot of stuff there. I'd have to like stamp a forest. Stamp a forest. I ain't got time for that. Okay. There it is. There it is. And then let's make sure it folds in. Folds in. There's our card. Yay! All right, so there's our little trifold card. All right, moving on to the next card. I'll just stick this one in an envelope. All right, let's go with the happy birthday. We'll save the sympathy one for last. So for the happy birthday one, I'm using the soft succulent card base, 5.5 by 8.5. Score it at 4 1/4. Or be lazy like me and just fold it in half and use your bone folder. I shouldn't say be lazy. I honestly find every time I score it, when I fold it, it's always off. And I don't know why. So a lot of times I just don't score it. All right. So we have two pieces that are going to measure the same here. We have our insert, which is basic white. And then we have our first layer of the first card, which is early espresso. These measure at 4 by 5 1/4. Now for the early espresso, and for the sake of the video, I use the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. I literally just put this in like this and ran it through the cut and emboss machine. So, save some time. I've already done that. Now, I want to stamp first in case I mess up, because we are stamping the inside of the card. So let's get out those trees again and that evening evergreen. And we're going to stamp some trees. And then I know I'm using early espresso as my cardstock, but I didn't want to use that dark for the Sains. So I actually pulled out my soft suede. I like the way soft suede and early espresso go together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Sain here. Here we go. And now that I have that done, I'm just going to put this on the inside of my card. Flat. All right. So there's that. All right. So for the front of the card, before we attach this, we're going to do some stuff, because we're going to wrap some ribbon around it. So we want to actually use, I want to place my designer series paper down first. These pieces come from our 6x6 paper stacks that come in our different color categories. So in colors, neutrals, brights. Because that they're 6x6, which I really wish Stampin' Up! Would make them 12x12, but they don't. They're 6x6. They're great, though, to cut in half at 3, and then you can cut them down to 2. Because if I did this for cards and I moved them like this and how I have them, I would actually get 6 of these pieces out of one 6x6 sheet. So I do in that aspect like it, but I really do wish we made these 12x12. So I'm just literally putting some Stampin' Seal on the back. I am putting this down flat, and I'm just kind of angling them, adding some different texture along with the texture on the background. And then the ribbon we're using is this Early Espresso ribbon. This ribbon is so soft. It's like suede. It's so soft. I love it. So I'm going to cut a piece about this long, because I'm going to wrap this around here before I attach this to my card. So I'm going to put my adhesive there, and then I'm just going to fold this down and over like that. Okay. Now I'm going to attach it to the front of my card, leaving, and I'm going to center it. And we are going to tie a little tie on there, but we're not going to do that just yet, because we're going to do some stamping first. Oh my gosh, you guys, what is going on with this ink? Look at that. Do you see that? It's like, ugh, flip over. All right. I don't know what's going on with my ink. Although I did just recently re-ink them, because they were in desperate need of some ink. So maybe I just re-inked them a little too much. All right, this is Soft Succulent. I'm going to put one on the left side, and then I'm going to overlap it on the right side, so it's giving it like a, you know, kind of like a 2-dimension. And then I'm going to bring back my Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to put a tree there. And I know the tree is too tall for this, so I'm going to cut off the bottom. So I want to make sure that the top part is there, because I don't want to cut, who cares about cutting off some of the trunk? You're not going to notice that or see that. And then I'm going to bring back my soft suede, because we're going to do the happy birthday. All right. And there we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back of this. Make sure there's no ink on my paper and it's not transferring. I don't know what's going on with that. And make sure you put one in the center. No saggy centers. All right. And hi, Karen. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Okay. I'm going to center this right like that, leaving the ribbon on the side. And then I'm going to snip another piece of this ribbon, maybe like 3 inches. And I'm going to tuck this under this piece of ribbon. I'm not doing a bow. I'm just going to do a knot. So I'm just going to tie a knot like this. And then I am going to trim it off a little. And I want my ends to be angled. So I'm just doing it like that. Perfect. And then I have some of these classic matte dots. These are new too, in the mini catalog. And I'm going to use the white ones, which I don't have very many white ones left. I'm going to have to get some more. I'm going to put one there, and one there. There we go. Voila. And there is a masculine birthday card. And I mean, it doesn't have to be masculine. Of course, you could give this to a girl. I love the colors together, though, so they're really pretty. All right, so there's the next card. So the last card that we're doing is the Sympathy card. And we need the Birch background stamp. Now, again, mine is on the wood block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it like that. I'm going to get out my card pieces here. Again, your card base is 5.5 by 8.5. Score it at 4 1/4. Or fold it in half or do both. Use your bone folder though to varnish in that crease, especially with this one because we're gonna do some rubbing here. All right, so we are going to take the Evening Evergreen because I'm doing Evening Evergreen over Evening Evergreen base. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to take my ink pad upside down and I am going to go like this. That's easy enough. Fun, easy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, and you can grab computer paper. I usually use these little 6x6 grid pieces of paper. I love these grid packs. They are probably one of my favorite things because I always have my big grid paper. But a lot of times I like to just use my little grid paper, especially if I'm doing some like coloring or some blending. I don't want to get this dirty so fast. I'll just do the coloring and blending on this and then I'll throw this away. And they're not expensive. It's $6 for a whole pack. I mean, it's great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down just like that. I'm going to put this grid paper over just like that. And then I'm going to rub it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give it a nice little rub. And then I'm going to pick this up. And voila, you have your Birch ink on your card. I love that. And then how I clean this, I usually take a wet wipe first and I kind of rub all over it. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to set that aside. All right, so we have the inside piece 4 by 5 1/4. And then I only have 2 other pieces. So I have the soft succulent, and this measures at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And this one is 3 by 3, the basic white. Okay. So on the inside here, I left it blank. Now I've been really trying to be really good at like stamping the insides of cards and making it cute. And if there's a little image, maybe putting the saying and the image in there. However, with sympathy cards, I could put the tree in there, like in the corner, but sometimes I like the room to write, and I have big handwriting. So if I'm going to send out a sympathy card to somebody, I might want to write something special in there. So I would wait until after I'm done writing, and then if I had some room, I might add a little something. That's just me. I know a lot of people prefer to have their insides all the time stamped, but again, sympathy kind of, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to go across the entire bottom of this. Now, it's not enough room, so I'm just going to kind of overlap like that. And then I'm going to kind of come down here like that just to give that a little bit more. And then I'm going to put the tree. So we need the evening evergreen again. We're going to do the tree off to the side here. And then I'm going to get out my soft succulent for the sane, which we're going to do with Sympathy. Which is, where's my just Sympathy? Here we go. Or with Sympathy, sorry, with. And I'm going to stamp that right up there like that. Okay, so now our stamping's all done. I'm going to place this piece flat to my soft succulent piece. And then I'm going to pop up this piece though with dimensionals. And then all we have left is to add the linen thread bow. So I'm going to pull those out. I'm going to, oh, and we have to do the ends. I have to put the inside in. So I'm going to do that like that. I'm just going to put my inside in. Like that. And then I'm going to get out my bow maker. And got some linen thread here. I like to double up on my linen thread. Oh, this is the ending of this one. So, I like to, let's see here. There's still quite a bit there, even though it doesn't look like there is. There is. I can still get another bow out of that one. So I like to double up on it like this, and then I'll make the bow. And I've even done it where I've done it like 3 times, where there's 3 layers of the bow, but I think the 2, it looks nice and it's easier. So I've got it like that, and I'm just going to get my mini glue dots here. And I'm going to just put this on the tree like that. And I might just trim it up a little bit. Give it a, there we go. All right. So there you guys have it. We have a sympathy card. We have a birthday card. And then we have that trifold thinking of you card. And I do like it with this color green behind it too. So I hope you guys liked this week's projects. If you did, please click like. I would appreciate that. Hello, Mr. Steve Zeller. I was rubbing on here. I was rubbing paper. Thanks for saying hi though. So I hope you guys liked this week's projects. Remember, I will not be here next week. It's my youngest daughter's choir concert. So I will be at that. We actually have a busy weekend because Saturday is my Stamping Day getaway all-day retreat. And then Saturday during the day, my daughter, same daughter that's in the choir concert, Ellie, she is doing a choir competition. So they go from 8 o'clock in the morning to the high school. She's a 6th grader. And they go all day long and they learn 2 songs, dances to those 2 songs. They feed them like lunch and dinner. And then we go up to the high school at 7 o'clock at night and we watch their performance to them doing these 2 songs. And the kids that teach them this all day long is actually the show choir from the high school. So she's really excited. She's really looking forward to it. So Saturday is going to be a very busy day for me. And then Monday night, we have her regular 6th grade choir concert. So it's going to be a busy weekend. So I need to get rid of this cold. It's driving me nuts. All right. You ladies have a wonderful, wonderful night. Wonderful rest of your week. And for some of you, I know some of you I will be seeing this weekend at the event. So I will see you then. Bye.